Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad and so pleased that I'm back right now. Thank you for supporting me. And I have some special news for you that if drugs and weed is illegal in your state, don't do drugs is the name of my game, and the thing about it, yes, I show no shame. People think it's funny, but it's no big joke. To light up a joint or to snort some coke, to break a habit is to never start. So think about what I said and get real smart. Don't do drugs. Everybody, if weed and marijuana is illegal in your state, put down the weed. Don't eat the weed. Don't smoke the weed. Don't bake the weed. Don't share the weed. Don't buy the weed. Don't sell the weed. Don't roll the weed. Don't steal the weed. Don't bag the weed. Don't grow the weed. Don't pass the weed. Don't use the weed. Don't store the weed. Don't drive with the weed. Don't fly with the weed. Don't produce the weed. Don't deliver the weed. Don't sample the weed. Don't accept the weed. Don't grind the weed. Don't touch the weed. Don't bring the weed. Don't take the weed. Don't send the weed. Don't carry the weed. If weed and marijuana is illegal in your state, don't go off with the weed. Don't abuse the weed. Don't demand the weed. Don't hold the weed. Don't transfer the weed. Don't entertain with the weed. Don't play with the weed. Don't perform with the weed. Don't cover the weed. Don't have drama with the weed. Don't relocate the weed. Don't disturb the weed. Don't compromise with the weed. Don't make trouble with the weed. Don't involve yourself with the weed. Don't make it complicated with the weed. Don't take a journey with the weed. Don't take an adventure with the weed. Don't shop with the weed. Don't shop for the weed. Don't operate with the weed. Don't practice with the weed. Don't dance with the weed. Don't do that with the weed. If weed and marijuana and drugs is illegal in your state, don't get hostile over the weed. Don't ride in the car with the weed. Don't wait for the bus with the weed. Don't play games with the weed. If you have an occupation, if you have a job, if you are a lawyer, put down the weed. If you are a preacher, if you are a teacher, leader, singer, member, artist, rapper, businessman or businesswoman, daytime host, nighttime host, athlete, waiter, waitress, student, technician, employee, boss, or owner, put down the weed. If you're a contractor or a healthcare provider, hairstylist, barber, carpenter, doctor, put down the weed. If you are out of work, put down the weed. If you are hungry, put down the weed. If you are homeless, put down the weed. If you have a lot of money, a whole bunch of money, a lot of money, put down the weed. If weed and mouse with the weed, don't go to a special event with the weed. Don't go to the movies with the weed. Don't go to the mountains with the weed. Don't go to the valley with the weed. Don't show up with the weed. Don't fall out over the weed. Be happy that you don't smoke weed. Let me share something. If weed and marijuana and drugs are illegal in your state, if it's a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, put the weed down. If it's a Saturday morning or a Saturday night, put down the weed. If today is today, if it's today, put down the weed. If it's June, July, or May, if it's August, April, or March, if it's October, December, or September, put down the weed. If it's February or January, put down the weed. If it is November, come on now, November, put down the weed. If the moon is out, put down the weed. If the sun is out, put down the weed. Say your name, put down the weed. Say your state, put down the weed. Say your school, put down the weed. Say your team, put down the weed. If marijuana and drugs is illegal in your state, don't go out the back door with the weed. Don't go out the front door with your weed. No dogs around the weed, no cats around the weed, no animals around the weed, no little ones around the weed, no babysitters around the weed. Don't go to the club with the weed. Don't go upstairs with the weed. Don't walk out the door with the weed. Don't go in the kitchen with the weed. Don't go to the basement with the weed. Don't go in the other room with the weed. Don't go in the backyard either with your weed. Don't bathe with the weed. Don't cuddle with the weed. Don't go to school with the weed. Don't go to work with the weed. Don't go to church with the weed. Don't walk around. Don't walk around with the weed. Don't do nothing with the weed. Don't do drugs. If weed and marijuana and drugs is illegal in your state, don't do drugs. Come on now.